Um, well, we're ExxonMobil Marine, and that incorporates all the facets of both the fuel side, the marine fuel side of the business, and also the marine lube side of the business. But we portray ourselves to the customer as one entity. Now, for this exhibition, we're actually launching a medium speed engine oil, which is the M420 product, which is a 20 TBN lubricant designed for medium speed engines operating on the new compliant fuels that will be in the market once we get through January 2020.
IMO 2020 is not an holistic choice, is a management of risk and management of different compliance solution. So there is no best solution, there is no worst solution, but there is by ship owner, an educated understanding on how each of different solutions fit into their fleet, into their business, considering parameters such as the age of the vessel, the trade of the vessel, and all of those dimensions. So in that sense, my experience working with ship owners, working with a lot of stakeholders in the industry, indicates that it's a combination of choices, and how you pull each lever will really depend on you as a ship owner. But it starts from the basic. It starts on a ship-by-ship basis, and then it develops in terms of the fleet and the business.
The industry itself it's a huge step change for industry as we move through into this new low sulphur regime. There'll be a lot of alternatives, but in very small scale as I think we go into next year. But it really is at a level of engagement with ship owners that we've not seen before. Early engagement, all very interested in what their right solution should be for 2020, but also making sure that they're well ahead of time in making their relevant and informed decisions. And that's one area where we at ExxonMobil have been able to help keep them informed of what we're doing so that they're able to make the right decisions for the future.
So when we're thinking about the long term of this industry, one of the documents you can refer to is ExxonMobil Energy Outlook, a view to 2040. And in that you can see how we foresee the evolution of the marine fuel mix in this industry. So by 2040 we foresee that 10% of the industry is going to use LNG as a form of propulsion, 30% of the industry is going to use distillate as a form of propulsion, or DM under the ISO categorization, and the rest of the industry is going to use residual fuels, going from ultra low sulfur fuel oil, so the 0.10%, to very low sulfur fuel oil, the 0.50%, and anything above that number which will need to be used in conjunction with abatement technology. We also see what we call niche fuels that may have a particular importance in specific areas, the methanol of this world, the biofuel of this world. But clearly for that industry to leap forward, it needs to be scalable. It needs to be adapted and available in the right quantity for the deep sea fleet. So that's our long-term outlook. In the short term, the major compliance solution is going to be 0.50% sulfur compliant fuels in combination with distillates. There are today, or by 2020, about 3,000 ships that will be fitted with scrubbers. From a number of ships, that's about 5% of the industry. From a consumption standpoint, large consumer, talk about 10% of the marine fuel mix. So for us, a key focus in the development of our fuels and our lubricant is being how do we support our customers and the industry in having the right fuels with the right quality, combined with the right lubricants and the right quality, with supported of services that we provide, like the cylinder condition monitoring, MobilServe, and technical support at point of use. So we look at this in the entirety, we don't just parcel it out. And why do we do that? Because at the end of the day, from a customer standpoint, they look at the total cost of operation, and that's what drives their bottom line. In short, yes. And the reason why I am so confident about that, it starts from what we've done from an ExxonMobil standpoint, all the research and development that has brought us to be first in the market to announce 0.50 sulfur compliant fuels. He has brought us to today when we announce our new lubricants for medium speed engine, but it's also anchored on the fact that, as I said, I spend the majority of my time talking to ship owners. I've seen very detailed plan in terms of implementation, in terms of tank cleaning, in terms of timing for start bunkering the 0.50% sulfur compliant fuels. I've seen a lot of preparedness, much more than what may be available in the public forum, but is very detailed. One of the other things that we've done to support our customers in that sense, we just recently published a guide in terms of the switchover, both for fuels and lubricants, because the two things go hand in hand. IMO has published a ship implementation plan, so there is a wealth of information available to them. And we're not at a planning stage anymore, we are at deployment stage. From us, in terms of our fuels, when they're going to be available, from a ship owner, in terms of when they're going to clean the tanks, from our standpoint, when we're going to clean the barges that are required to deliver the fuels and make sure that they are compliant. So a lot of the preparation has already happened. We're now at deployment stage.
There's a lot of work from possibly 4 years ago when we started with the lubricant development to get to this space where we're at today. So very exciting times and a lot of change, but that brings opportunities and the ability for us at ExxonMobil to show what we can do.